here like why we are using Power BI, what is the importance of Power BI and all these things. And
Mm.
after that, from today, we're going to cover what is Power BI platform.
Okay.
So even this question is very important for your interview perspective as well. So in interview, they can ask you what are the different types of Power BI platform. So basically, we are having three types of Power BI platform, and the first one is Power BI desktop. Power BI desktop is nothing but a tool which we have to install into our local system, and using this tool only we will be able to develop our Power BI reports. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
whole development process of your Power BI report will be done by this particular tool, Power BI desktop, and it's a free application. You don't have to pay anything for this Power BI desktop. Sometimes interviewer will going to ask you, so do you have to pay for this Power BI desktop application? So it's a
Mm.
free tool. Okay, you don't
Okay.
have to pay anything for this Power BI desktop. Okay,
Okay.
once you have done with your development, after that this report you have to publish on the cloud, right? Because
Mm.
once you'll publish onto cloud, then only you can be able to share that particular report with other users. Like once my picture will be clicked, then only I will going to upload on Facebook, so I can share that pictures with my friends, my colleagues and all, right? The
Mm-hmm.
same thing is happening here as well. Once you are done with your development through this Power BI desktop, once your report will be completed, then you will be going to publish that particular report on Power BI Cloud.
Mm.
And Power BI Cloud is nothing, it's like a power like cloud platform, or a kind of online platform where you will going to put your report, and that report will be accessed by multiple users to whom you will going to give the access, and those reports can be accessible globally. Okay,
Okay.
if that particular report will be developed by your Power BI desktop, then that particular report will be available only on your laptop. Okay, that
Yeah.
is not exposed to internet, so
Mm.
it will be only accessible by you. But once you are exposed that particular report to this cloud, then what will happen? This particular cloud can be accessed by multiple person from multiple location across the globe. Where there is internet, if you are giving that particular access to those guys, they will be easily able to access those reports. Okay,
Yeah.
so that is the use of Power BI cloud service. Okay, so this
Okay.
cloud is known as Power BI cloud service. Okay,
Okay.
after that, once you have published this report into the cloud, then you can access those reports either through your web browser, or you can access your mobile. In mobile, Power BI app is present. Okay, so you can download Power BI mobile app into your mobile through Google Play Store or iOS device store, and you can like install this application in both iOS as well as Android devices. For both the operating system, this particular application is present, and once you will install this particular application into your system, you have to sign in with the credential that you are using for your Power BI cloud service. Once you will sign in with your credential, you will be able to see all the reports which is published as part of this Power BI cloud service. Okay, so directly you can
Okay.
access those reports into your app, in your mobile app which you have installed. You don't have to go to
Like I
open
can
any
see.
web browser.
Okay. I can see the other guys' reports as well, right?
Whatever the access you are having, you can see all those reports.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there needs to be like you should have access for that report, then only you will be able to access those reports in your mobile. Okay,
Yeah. Okay. I got you.
is it clear here? Power
Yeah.
BI platform. So these
Yeah.
are the three important platform. Even this is very important from the interview perspective. Okay,
Sure. Sure.
after that, now we will going to understand what is Power BI architecture. So in most of the interviews, if you're going to attend, they will going to ask you what is your Power BI architecture, or how the data flows in your project. Like that, they will going to ask you. So in
Okay.
almost every kind of project, we will going to follow the same kind of approach. Okay, whatever I'm going to explain you now. So it will be very important from interview perspective as well as for your knowledge perspective. Okay.
Okay, okay.
So we're going to talk about from the left hand side. So here, let me increase this particular slide, or let me.
Yeah, yeah.
mm,
Please zoom in.
so now is it visible?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So here in the left hand side, if you will see here, what you are able to see, you are able to see some icons of the databases like SQL Server is a database, SAP is a database, Oracle is a database, or like that multiple kinds of databases are there which are available in market. And as you know, databases are responsible for storing the data, right?
Yes.
Now, like this databases, we are storing the data into our file as well, like PDF file, CSV file, text file, Excel file, Word file. Multiple
Mm-hmm.
files will be there, right? So
Yes.
those files are also kind of a database, right? Where you are storing your data, right?
True. True.
So what will happen in real time? It might be possible, like some people are storing data in Excel files, some people are storing data into any other database, some people are storing into CSV file. It might happen. Means your data is in multiple platform. Okay. Then what will happen? It will be very difficult to gather all the data and to create a report manually, right?
Mm.
So to automate that particular process, what we are doing is in real time scenario, we are using a tool. That tool will be known as ETL tool. ETL. E
ETL.
stands, yeah, ETL tool. E stands for extract. You can see here. E stands for extract. T stands for transform. L stands for load.
Load.
Okay. So what is the mean of this ETL tool is ETL tool is responsible. Just a minute. Someone is joining.
Okay.
Madhu is joining.
Okay.
Hello, Madhu, are you there? I think he left again. Okay. So here, this ETL tool, what is the use of this ETL tool is this E stands for extract. So what this will do, it will going to ETL tool will going to extract the data from multiple data sources. Okay.
Okay.
Like it will going to extract the data from text file, Excel file, CSV file, Oracle database, SAP database, any kind of database. Okay. It
Mm-hmm.
will going to extract the data. Once the data will be extract, it will going to transform the data. Now we will understand what is transform. For example, let's suppose in one database, okay, for example, in my SQL Server database, my customer names were stored. Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
in that customer name, what happened? Everybody has added Mr. for male. Okay. Mr. for male, and for female they have added Mrs. Okay.
Okay.
Now in my other file, for example text file or CSV file, in that what they did, for customer name they have added, for male they have added Shri, and for female they have added Srimati, for example.
Okay. Okay.
So what I want is I want to make my data uniform. Okay.
Mm.
So make our data uniform, what I have to do is I want to see every name into the form of Mr. and Mrs. instead of Shri and Srimati. Then
Okay.
those kind of transformation, those kind of changing in your data will going to happen as part of this transformation phase.
Okay.
So what we will going to do at this transformation phase, we will going to clean our data as per our own requirement. Okay.
Okay.
For example, might be the date of birth is stored in DDMMYYY format in one database. In
Mm.
another database, the format is YYYMMDD. So
Mm.
what I want is I want to store only in DDMMYYY format. So instead of having two different format for date of birth, we will going to convert that particular data using this ETL tool. We will going to transform that data, or we can say like we will going to clean our data as per the like required format. Okay.
Okay. If we use this, I
Huh?
think he, I think you're on mute. Please check.
I'm not
Yeah,
on
yeah,
mute.
yeah. If we
Yeah.
use transform, like if we use ETL, then
Yeah, yeah.
maybe there may there may be a chances to loss of a data.
No. So there is no chances to lose our data. So that is the that like if there is a chances of losing your data, then why people will going to use this ETL? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So
Like you
we are.
said, like you said,
Uh,
the मिस्टर का डेटा कुछ है और मिसेस का डेटा कुछ है, and
mhm.
श्रीमती and श्री. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
अभी हम लोग
So
श्रीमती and श्री we are changing this to Mr. and Miss.
yeah,
But
yeah, right.
yeah, for that you told me to clean the, like, we'll clean the data here and
Yeah,
in
see
this form.
what will happen. It see from where we will going to get the data. This particular ETL tool by default it will not going to affect your source data. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
it will not going to affect your source data. Whatever the source data is there, it will be as it is. What see, we can manipulate those source data also. Okay, it's not like that we can't. We can, but automatically it will not going to do any kind of like effect on your source data. Our target is ETL tool will be responsible for getting the data from multiple sources. Okay, so these are the different database, and after extracting the data from multiple sources it will going to transform the data, and after once the transform will be done, then only the final output, that final output is nothing but the mixing of all the data from different database. It will going to store into final database that is known as data warehouse.
Okay.
So that data warehouse is the final step in which we will going to load our final data.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
here now in this data warehouse, what will happen? We will going to get the data in this data warehouse, which is nothing but the combination of data from SQL Server, SAP,
Yeah.
Oracle,
Yeah.
text file, XLS, CSV, PDF. Means it is having the combined data from all the sources. Okay, and it
Okay.
will have all the data. So what will happen now? Instead of having multiple sources, we are having only one source, right, in which
Yes.
we are having the data from all the sources. And
Yes.
now this particular source we will going to use for our reporting purpose. Okay, this
Mm-hmm.
particular source from this particular data warehouse, we used to connect our Power BI report, and that Power BI report will going to get the data from this particular data warehouse, and on top of that only we will going to create our Power BI report. Here you can see
Okay.
this visualization part, right?
Yes.
So
Yes. Yes.
this visualization part, see, if you are creating any report we will need data, right?
True.
To show that particular data on the report we'll need data. So now for getting your data, you don't have to connect with SQL server separately, SAP server separately. If
Yeah.
thousands of databases are there, otherwise you have to make thousands of connection. Instead of doing thousands of connection directly, what we can do, we can connect our Power BI with this particular data warehouse, which is having the collection of all the data from multiple database. And after once that particular connection will be done, once the Power BI report will be done, after that only we will going to publish our report into Power BI service. Okay,
Okay.
after that only we will going to publish this particular report in Power BI service. And once you will going to publish that particular Power BI report in Power BI service, then that particular report will be consumed by your end users, your business users, your stakeholders through
Okay.
that Power BI service. And that Power BI service is nothing but a cloud platform where that users will be able to access globally. There will be no barrier of any kind of location. It will be accessible globally where there is internet. They will have to use their credential, and if that particular report we have shared with that particular user, they are able to access even through that their mobile as well, right?
Yeah.
So in this way, what will happen? The data from our raw data, which is nothing but our databases, we have extracted the data, we have cleaned our data, and once the data have extracted from multiple sources, after cleansing our data, we are loading into our final database. And this database is now a source which have combined data from all the database, and we are consuming in our report for development. Once the report development will be done, then only we will going to publish our report.
Okay.
Is there any doubt here?
No, no, no. Like,
Madhu has just joined, and Sanjay, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So is there any doubt, or do you want me to explain once again? Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, yeah. Or,
Yeah. So is it clear, or may I again tell you the same thing?
once again, repeat.
Okay. So what I'm telling you is, this is whole thing about is Power BI architecture. So Power BI architecture is nothing but it is telling the flow of the data from your source into Power BI report. How the data is flowing from the source into Power BI report. So let's assume what we are having. We are having multiple database, and those database are storing our data. Okay, might be we are storing in SQL Server, we are storing that data into Oracle, some data we are storing in SAP, some data we are storing in Azure, some data we are storing in text file, Excel file. Like that, we are having multiple kind of files or databases which are storing data, right? Now the data is divided into multiple database. And what we want? We want to show that particular data from all the database and file into our one Power BI report. So for that, what we are doing in our real time scenario, we used to get that data from all the sources into one source. Okay. So for getting the data from all the sources into one source, we are using a tool, and that the name of the tool is ETL tool. We are calling that tool with the name ETL tool, where ET stands for extract, T stands for transform, L stands for load. So what this ETL tool will going to do, it will going to first get the data, extract the data from all the sources. Once the data will be extracted, then only we will going to do the transformation of the data. Transformation, or we can say the cleansing of the data. Why we are calling as the cleansing of the data? Might be what will happen in one of the database, the data is having like for example column like date of birth. So in one of the database, the data is stored in the format of DDMMYYY. Okay. In another database, might be the data is stored in the format of YYYMMDD. Some another database, there will be another format. So what I want is, right now like there is a consistency in the data in multiple database. To make that the particular data consistent in a particular format, we will going to clean that particular data into this particular transform phase. And here, once the data we will going to convert into one unique format or any other kind of transformation, then after final that transformation or the cleansing of the data will be done, we will going to load our final data into data warehouse. And now this particular data warehouse, it is having the combined data from all the sources. Okay. And now it is having all the data from this sources. Directly what we can do, we can consume the data which is stored in data warehouse into our Power BI report for creating our Power BI report. Because for creating any report, we will need a source, and that source should hold any data for which we have to create the report. So now this is my source, and this source is having the data which is nothing but the combination of all the data from all the different sources. Okay, is it clear till here?
Yeah,
yes, yes.
After that, this particular data, this data warehouse, we will going to connect with our Power BI desktop application, to get the data into that particular application to create Power BI report. Once that particular report will be developed, then we will going to push this particular Power BI report into cloud, and through that cloud only, this particular business users or the stakeholders or any other users who want to see that particular report, they will be able to access, because now that particular Power BI report is available in the cloud. And once you have published that particular report in the cloud, that can be accessible from like anywhere across the world, that could be accessible by anyone who are having access to that particular report. Is it clear?
Yes.
Any question here?
No.
Sanjay, any question?
No, sir.
Okay. So here in market, this ETL tool, okay. So they like this tools, we are calling it as an ETL, but in market you will going to find this ETL tool by some specific names, okay. So for example, Microsoft is having their own ETL tool. So the name of their ETL tool is SSIS. SSIS stands for SQL Server Integration Services. That is a ETL tool which is doing the same kind of work. Now, recently, Microsoft has introduced a new ETL tool that is on cloud, Azure Cloud. The name of that ETL tool is ADF. ADF stands for Azure Data Factory. That is also doing the same thing, but that ADF is now present in cloud, Azure platform in cloud. So these are the two different tools which Microsoft is owning, and there are some other tools which other companies are owning. For example, IBM is having their own ETL tool. The name of that ETL tool is IBM Data Stage. Some other tools are there in the market, like Talent is there, Cognos, multiple tools I could say in market are there that is doing the same kind of operation. So in this, what we are doing, we are getting the data from one place and we are loading into destination place, right?
Yeah.
So the same kind of work will be done by those ETL tools, but they are having their own capabilities. Some can perform faster, some can perform slower, some is having different. So based on the people requirement, they will going to choose that particular tool. Okay. But in market, we are having these tools by the based on the company. Okay. Every company almost is having their own tool, and that particular tool will be used by multiple projects based on the requirement. Okay.
Okay.
Is it clear
Okay.
till here?
Yes.
When we are joining the company, we have to learn for the companies too.
See, no. See, it's not like that every company will have. It's not like that. Like, for example, Microsoft is having their own tool. IBM is having their own tool. Like that. So, if it, for example, let's suppose if any person is working in XYZ company, might be they are using Microsoft tool or IBM tool. Okay. It's not like that they will going to create their own tool. Okay. Those
Okay.
companies who are running their own product, they will going to create those products, okay, new products. But service
Yeah.
based company, those service based company will going to consume the products which is created by other product based company. Okay.
Okay.
So mostly in real time scenarios, you will going to heard the name of SSIS, Azure Data Factory, Talent, Informatica. This kind of ETL tools will be more famous in real time scenarios. Okay.
Okay.
So this is one a part of getting the data into data warehouse. Okay. So is it clear? Any doubt under this Power BI architecture?
So, what is the latest tool we are using in market nowadays? Like you already said about SSIS, like new tool.
So see,
In
Microsoft previously it was having SSIS only, and
Okay.
now in Azure Cloud, Microsoft has introduced Microsoft Azure Data Factory. So for
Okay.
Microsoft, Azure Data Factory is the latest one for Microsoft.
Okay.
And
Okay.
already some companies, they are who is already running from multiple years, they are still having their same product, they are just updating some new features. Okay.
Okay.
Otherwise,
Okay.
there are some big brand I can say which is there in the market, which is holding the market. In that, one of the tool is Microsoft tool, that is the SSIS and Azure Data Factory.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So if you for example, if you are done with your Power BI, if you are good with Power BI, like you have done everything, like once you'll get your job, then you can go and you can plan for Azure Data Factory to learn, because it will be good for your future. Okay.
Okay, okay, okay.
But you should have to know what is ETL. Okay. ETL stands for extract, transform, and load.
Yeah, yeah, that I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're going to talk about, let me zoom out this particular. Are you able to see this slide?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
now we're going to talk about what is the report life cycle. Report life cycles for Power BI is nothing but what are the steps we will need to create any kind of report. Okay. In Power BI. So the first thing for creating a report is we have to get that particular data where that particular data is present, because for creating any report we will need data, right? And that
Yes.
data we will going to show into our report, and it might be that data is present in SQL Server, it might be present in your Excel file, it might be present in Oracle, it might be anywhere. Okay. So first thing is you have to get your data. Okay. Once you will get your data, then so as I mentioned here, this ETL tool, right?
Yes.
About this ETL tool. So this ETL tool is like a specific ETL tool which is designed for doing this particular purpose only. Okay. So that is a separate tool. But Power BI, Microsoft has given some Power BI also capabilities to do this ETL kind of things. Okay. This ETL kind of thing, in that L is not present. You can't load a data. You can do extract and transform. These two things you can do using your Power BI as well, but it will do like a kind of a limited things. Okay. It's not like it can do everything like a real ETL tool. But in Power BI you can use extract, you can use transform, but you can't use load. Okay. So in Power BI extract and transform is available. So using that extract and transform we can clean the data. Transformation and data cleansing is possible. Okay.
Okay.
Are you getting? We can't
Yeah.
load the data, get the data from multiple sources. We can like clean the data once we'll get our data based on our own requirement, and then only we will going to consume our data.
You're not audible. You're not audible.
Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
yeah, now it's good. Now it's good.
Okay, so that's what I'm telling. Like here in Power BI, we can do the transformation and data cleansing. Okay, that is possible. But the in ETL, the L part is missing in Power BI. Okay, is it clear till
Okay.
here?
Yes.
After that, the third step is we have to build the data modeling, and this is the base for any Power BI report. Okay, if you
I think you're having problem with your mic.
let me remove my mic.
Yeah.
Hello,
Hello.
am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now it's
Okay,
fine.
I have removed my mic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I was telling is in this data modeling, this is the base of any Power BI report. Okay. If this particular data modeling step, if you have done wrong data modeling, then whatever the report you will going to develop, it will not going to work as expected. Okay. So this is the base of your Power BI report, the data modeling part. Okay. So we're going to discover more in detail what is data modeling. But just for your understanding purpose, this is the base of any Power BI report, data modeling. Okay. Now, once the data modeling will be done, we used to go with multiple kinds of steps. Like as I mentioned, like using Power BI, we can put analytics, right?
Yes.
So this analytics can be provided by creating measure, calculated column and all. Okay. We're going to see in detail once we'll go ahead with our sessions. But for your just understanding purpose, a basic, very basic few term we have written here, that is created, calculated column measure. So this calculated column measure, it will going to help us to put those kind of analytics over our raw data. Okay.
Okay.
After once this one will be done, then only we'll going to create the different kind of visualization or the chart on our Power BI report for showing our data into the pictorial representation on the chart representation. Okay.
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 Once that visualization part will be done, then only we'll going to publish that particular report into cloud Power BI service. So that particular report should be available to all the users. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you good with this or any doubt here?
No.
For data modeling and this created calculated column, we're going to see more in detail. Just you have to just familiar with this term, okay, right now, and we're going to see in detail. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Apart from that, everything is good, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now we're going to understand what is data modeling. So let me start with an example, and we're going to see like more and more and more. Let's suppose, for example, there are some customers, okay, and those customer has bought some products, for example. So what is there is my customer is like I will going to store my customer data into one table, right? Because
Hmm.
here we have to create the report in Power BI. So what we'll have, we will have a table. There we are having the column. The name of the column is, what is the name of the column?
B.
The name of the column is customer name. Okay.
Customer.
So this column will going to hold all the data of my customer. And after that, there will be city column. Like this particular customer has belonged to which city, it will going to hold. And let's suppose he is having his phone number. Okay. Phone number or mobile number. Let's suppose this is the table which will going to hold all this detail. Okay. Now let's suppose we are having customer whose customer name is Sumit. Okay. And that particular Sumit is from Bangalore. His mobile, uh, let me put, his mobile number is, let's suppose, this is his mobile number, okay? After that, there is another Sumit. This Sumit is from Hyderabad, and his mobile number is, okay? There is another guy. His name is Raj. He is from, he's from which
Mumbai.
place? Mumbai,
Mumbai.
okay? And this guy is having his mobile number something like this, okay? Blah, blah, blah. Now, let's assume these are the three guys. Now, for example, I want to know like which particular guy is Sumit who is from Bangalore. If this particular information, if this will not be there, for example, if city is not there and mobile number is not there, let me hide this one. So now tell me, by looking at this particular customer name, are you able to judge like who is this Sumit and who is this Sumit?
No.
No.
Are you able to judge? You'll not be able to judge. You can't say whether this Sumit is from Hyderabad or this Sumit is from Hyderabad. Might be this one or this one, right? You will not be able
Yes.
to judge.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Yes.
So even if you'll see in real time, what will happen? We have went through the school, right? Everybody has done schooling. So what will happen in our class? If there will be multiple students will be there who are having the same name, then what will happen? They will going to give me some number, right? For example, if two Sumits will be there in the same class, then our teacher will say Sumit 1, Sumit 2, right?
Yes.
Yes.
They'll say Puja 1, Puja 2, Puja 3. Like that, they will going to give some number. Why they give some number? To identify that particular guy uniquely, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So in our real time scenario, like that, to identify this particular customer uniquely, we will have one ID column that is known as customer ID. Okay.
Okay.
And this customer id will going to have a unique number. Like for this particular Sumit, it will going to have 1 2 3. Now if suppose new customer will be there, then it will have 4. And let me take here Puja is from, let's suppose, Delhi, and her mobile number is this. Okay. Now what will happen whenever a new customer will going to have a sales, then this particular table will going to hold that customer information. Okay,
Okay.
is it clear till here?
Yes.
Yes.
Then what will happen? This particular customer ID column will going to have every time a new number, right?
Yes.
Yes.
It
Yes.
will not be duplicated, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because every customer will be unique to this particular organization for which we are creating the Power BI report. So every customer will have a unique customer ID, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this type of table, so right now this type of table which I have created is known as dimension table. Okay,
Okay.
this type of table is known as
Dimension
what we are
table.
telling, what we are telling this type of table,
Dimension table.
dimension table. So why we are calling as dimension table? Because if you can see here in this particular table, we are having only the details related to a particular entity, that is customer, right? It is having
Yeah.
customer ID, customer name, customer city, customer mobile. It might have customer email ID, customer address, customer city, customer state, customer country. Everything will be related to customer only, right?
Yes.
So this a
Yes.
particular table which is specifically having the data related to that particular entity is known as dimension. So this one is the dimension table for which particular entity?
Customer ID.
Yeah. So here our entity is customer. Okay. Because this particular table is having only the data related to customer. Okay. So this is our dimension customer table. So the table name will be dimension customer. Okay,
Okay.
are you getting why we are calling the name of this table as a dimension? Because this table will going to hold only the data related to the customer. Okay,
Okay.
Okay.
and this particular table will going to hold only the data related to the customer. So here the key with which we can find a particular customer uniquely, that is known as customer ID, and it will be going to have always unique values for each customer. Is it clear till here?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Any doubt?
No.
No.
So let me color this particular so Sanjay, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me color this cell. Okay, now this is my key column, this is my key column which is telling me everything is unique, right? So
Yes.
what are
Yes.
the properties of a dimension table? The properties of dimension table will be its key column will be always unique. Okay, key column will hold unique data, right?
Yes.
This is one property of dimension table. Another property will be dimension table will have data related to the entity, data related to a specific entity.
Okay.
So if a table is the customer dimension table, then what will happen? It will going to hold all the data related to customer only. Okay, if for example, let me tell you another example of a dimension table. For example, there will be a another dimension table that is storing product detail. Okay, product entity, and it is storing product detail, product. Okay, now the name of the product is, let's suppose for example, printer, for example, laptop, let's suppose headphone, let's suppose any other item, for example, anything.
Bluetooth.
Mobile. Mobile.
Okay, Bluetooth. Okay,
Bluetooth.
so
Yeah.
these are the different product name, right? Now each product will have also one unique column, right, to identify that particular product uniquely, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Like this particular dimension table. So here in this table, which type of column we will have?
Yeah. Sorry.
So here to find that particular product uniquely, which type of column we will need here?
Product ID. Something or else.
Product ID, right? Product ID will be the column which will going to give us the unique value, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So there will be one product ID, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. There will be multiple product ID, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, after that, what will happen? So tell me, what could be the another columns in this particular dimension table? Give me an example. What could be the possible
Price.
this one? Huh?
Price. Price.
Yes. So it might be it will hold the price of that particular and like particular product. So it will have price. That is fine. Price. So let's suppose printer is having price like 15,000, laptop is having price like 35,000, headphone is having price like 1,000, smartphone is having price like 500, right?
Yeah.
So what could be the another attribute?
Um. Brand.
Okay, brand. Okay, fine. This could be this is also possible. So printer might be of Canon, laptop might be of HP, headphone might be of
JBL.
JBL, and Bluetooth is of any other company XYZ. Okay, for
Yeah.
example.
Okay.
So what you are able to understand, if this is a particular dimension table, then it will going to hold only the data related to the product information only, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So and it will going to have this particular key column which will be unique to this particular table, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's why we are calling this kind of table as a dimension table. Okay,
Okay.
Okay.
is it clear till here?
Yes.
So
Okay.
here my table name will be, what will be the table name?
Table name dimension products.
Dimension product. So we are using this naming convention because if you will put DIM, you will be able to understand whether this is a dimension table or not. Okay, so
Yeah.
this is the naming convention. Okay,
Okay.
Okay.
you can use your own naming convention. I am using this one to identify that particular table uniquely.
Hmm.
Oh,
So it's clear up to here.
Yes.
yeah.
So
Yes.
so see why I have created two dimension table. I want to make you understand. So in this type of dimension, there could be n number of dimension table in your real time project you will having. Okay. So might be
Okay.
you will having a dimension stored. So what will have that particular dimension stored will have stored ID, stored name, stored address, stored city, all this information. You might have dimension employee. So in that
Yeah.
employee, what will be the possible attributes?
Maybe address, phone number,
Employee
email
ID,
ID.
employee name, that particular employee belongs to which particular company, like that, right?
Yeah.
Is it clear till here? Any doubt, anything? Hello?
No. No.
No, no, it's clear for me.
So this is in interview they'll going to ask you what is dimension table. Okay, so you should be able to answer now because now you understood what is dimension table, right?
Yes.
So this is also one of the important interview question. That's why I'm telling. Okay.
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 After that, let's suppose what will happen. These are my customer, and this customer want to buy some products. Okay. Then
Okay.
what will happen if you see if you'll go to any store, if you want to buy some products, so they will going to generate some bill, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And if they will going to generate bill, so in that bill there will be one specific bill number, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And that particular bill number, it will be always unique, right?
Yes. Yes.
For example, if someone has generated bill number 101, then the same bill number will not be going to issue to another person, right? Because that bill number is unique to you only, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So like that, in real time, what will happen if there is a transaction table? Okay, so that will going to have all the transaction detail, because in this particular table we can't store transaction detail, right? Because
Yes.
these are dimension table, it will going to have only the data related to the specific entity only, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So there is a need of different table, and we're going to explain you what is the name of that table is. Before that, we'll create a table. Let's suppose my customer Sumit, okay, this particular Sumit has bought some product, okay. he has bought printer and he has bought laptop. Okay.
Oh,
So let
okay.
me write here the name of the column as, for example, every bill will have a unique key, right? Bill number. So we'll have a bill number. And now
Okay.
this
Hello,
particular, yeah,
sir.
hello.
I could not hear before 2 minutes what you told that dimension means. You told that there is a interview question will come. That is, they will ask you dimension question. After that, I could not hear you.
Who is that? Is it Sanjay?
Sanjay, yes, sir.
Yeah, Sanjay. From where you have not heard?
Yeah, you told that
dimension.
the interview question will be asked that what is dimension table. Then I could not listen after that. Afterwards.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Even we like after that we have started explaining this another table only. So what I was telling is in interview, like interviewer will going to ask you what is dimension table. So now you understood dimension table, so you should be able to answer that. That I was telling. Okay.
Okay.
After that, what I was saying is, now what will happen? Let's suppose if you are going to buy some particular item into a particular shop, then what will happen? If you are buying a product, then that particular shopkeeper will going to generate a bill for you, right? And that particular bill, it will going to have a unique bill number, right?
Yes.
And that, let's suppose I went to a mart, then what will happen? If I have bought 100 products, then I will going to get a big bill, right? A very big long list of bill. It will going to have all the details which I have bought, right? So like that, we're going to have the same kind of information here as well into another table. So let's suppose what we'll need is bill number, the name of the customer who has bought that particular item. After that, the name of the product, item name, I can say, or product name, like which particular product that particular person has bought. What is the what could be the other possibility possible things which we will have in our bill?
Price.
Tell me
Well,
other columns which we'll have in our bill.
price.
Price.
Price will be there, or you can say rate will be there. After that,
Rate.
Brand.
quantity will be there, right?
Yeah. Quantity.
Quantity will be there, or for example, it will have like a total rate into quantity, like final amount will be there, right?
Yeah.
So this is the possible things which in we are having in our bill, right? So
Yes.
now, for example, this particular customer, the name of that particular customer is Sumit. So I will write here my Sumit customer. This Sumit customer has bought two products. Okay, he has bought printer and laptop. So what is my product name?
Print.
Print.
Printer.
Product name is laptop and printer.
Okay.
So, and what was the rate of laptop? 35,000 and 15,000, right?
Yes.
35,000. And here printer price is 15,000.
Yes.
And he has bought one printer and one laptop. So what
Okay.
was the amount?
35,000.
45,000.
35,000 and 15,000. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So he has bought from a same shopkeeper on the same day in a same bill. So there will be one bill number which will going to generate for this Sumit, right? So
Yes.
bill number will be 1.
One.
And here what will happen?
One.
Here another will also have 1, right?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
a same bill has been generated for this particular customer, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And this particular bill will be always unique. So this bill number will be duplicated for this particular row, right?
Yes. Yes.
After that, let's suppose Pooja has bought some item. Okay, Pooja has bought what she bought? She bought Bluetooth.
Okay.
She bought Bluetooth of weight 500 and she bought 10 pieces. Then what
Okay.
will the total amount? 5,000,
5,000.
right? Then
Yes.
what will be the bill number?
Two.
2, right? After
Yes.
that, for example, Raj has bought some other product and
Okay.
Raj has bought, let's suppose, headphone,
Okay.
and he has bought again a printer. Okay, Raj has
Okay.
bought two products again.
Okay.
And here he has rate is, for example, here rate will be headphone rate will be 1,000 and printer rate will be
15,000.
15,000, and quantity headphone will be 2, printer will be 1. Then what will be the price here? 2,000
2,000.
and
1,000.
15,000, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So now what will be the bill number here both?
3.
3.
So it depends, okay? It depends. Here it might be 3 3 or it might be 3 4. If, for example, if Raj has bought only one product today, it might happen like Raj has bought tomorrow one product. Then there will be two
Okay.
different number as well, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
It is possible. It is possible in real time scenario. The same customer has bought one product today and one product tomorrow. So there will be two different bill number, right?
Yes.
Yes.
This is possible. Okay. Now, for example, let's assume this left side of the table is not there. Let's assume this particular left side of the table is not there. Then here, this particular Sumit is our Sumit from Bangalore or Sumit from Hyderabad. Are you able to identify who is this Sumit?
No.
No.
Why we are not able to identify?
Because we are not having the customer ID.
Right. So we are not having a unique code. Okay. If we are having a unique customer ID, then we will be able to identify, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So instead of having this customer name, what we will need?
ID.
We will need
Customer.
customer ID. So I will replace your customer ID. So let's suppose this is my first customer. So I will have 1 and 1. And Pooja is having customer ID
4.
4.
4. Raj is having customer ID.
3.
3.
Now customer name has changed into customer ID, right? Now
Yes.
the same will be applicable for product name. So here what will come? Product ID.
Product ID.
And here the laptop will become
2.
2. Printer will become
1.
Bluetooth will become
4.
4.
headphone will become
3.
printer will become
1.
1. Now this table is known as fact table.
Why?
This table is known as,
Fact.
let me put, okay. So this is another most important interview question. What is fact table? Okay. So what is fact table is, fact table will going to connect with the dimension table. Okay. So now by looking, let's suppose just focus on this table. So by looking at this table, are you able to know like this particular customer ID 1? Who is that particular customer ID? Are you able to find out
Yes. Yes.
by looking
Oh,
at this table only?
no. 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 We can't
No.
do
No, right? Because the data for that customer ID 1 is present into
that. Dimension.
dimension table. In fact table, what we are having? We are having the ID column, the key column, right?
Yes.
We don't have the actual information, and that actual information is present in
Dimensional.
You're not
Power
audible.
BI. We will going to connect. We're going to connect this particular dimension table with our fact.
Your voice is, bro. Hello.
Hello,
Oh,
am I audible?
Yeah. बीच
Yeah.
में आपका आवाज कट हो रहा है.
Okay, okay. So what will happen here in real time? Here by looking at customers are,
voice is breaking.
is it really breaking?
It's
Hello?
breaking. It's breaking.
Yeah.
Let me change my connection. Just a minute. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it fine?
Yeah. It's fine now.
Actually, it was connected at 4G. Now I have connected with 5G.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So here now this particular fact table, it is not having the other information like customer name and city, right?
Yes.
So by looking at this fact table, we will not able to understand that this particular bill number is created for which particular customer ID, right? Customer
Yes.
name. So this particular customer details are present as part of the dimension table. So what we will going to do, we will going to connect these two tables. Okay.
Okay.
So for connecting these two table, we will need a common key column. So what is the common key column between these two table?
Customer ID. Yeah?
Customer ID. So these two columns are present in both the tables, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Customer ID and customer ID. So now, are you able to tell this particular product ID? What is this two? You will not be able to tell what is this product to ID two, right? Here you are having the information here. So what we will going to do?
Product ID is also.
So we will going to connect this dimension table product ID with this fact table, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So we will going to connect this particular product ID with this fact table with this dimension table, right? To get our details.
Yes.
And this is nothing but this is known as data modeling. Okay. So what will
Okay.
happen in data modeling? We will going to have multiple dimension and multiple fact table. Okay.
Okay.
And we
Okay.
will going to connect those dimension table with the fact table based on the common key column. Okay.
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 So based on the common key column only, we will going to have the data from the dimension table and the fact table. And on top of that, we can create our report. Okay.
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 And this is nothing but this is known as data modeling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And we will going to see more in detail in data modeling. We are having different types of schema. So whatever an interviewer can ask, we'll going to see more in detail tomorrow. Okay.
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 But here, let me tell you about more in detail. Just in fact, just I'll take 5 minutes, even less than that. Okay. So
Okay.
in fact table, we will going to have this customer ID, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're going to have this product ID, which is present as part of the dimension table. So here, if you see, your customer ID is repeated, right?
Yes.
Yes.
In this particular product ID, this product ID is also repeated, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what will happen in the fact table, the key column which will going to use for connecting with the dimension table, it might get duplicated as well. Okay. It is possible. Okay. But
Okay.
in case of dimension table, it will be always unique. Those
Yes.
key column will be always unique in dimension, but in fact table, it might get duplicated. Okay.
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 Always remember, okay, in fact table it will going to have duplicate value. Okay, but in dimension table the key column will going to have always unique value.
Okay. Why it will happen in fact table duplicate?
Because see, because here if you see for a particular bill number we are having the same customer, right?
Yeah.
So definitely it will get duplicated.
Okay.
Even that is the property of a fact table. Okay,
Okay.
so it will going to have duplicate values whenever you are going to connect with the dimension table. Okay,
Okay.
so it is possible, it might not be in your case, but it is possible in real time scenario. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
this particular fact table will going to have this rate, quantity, and all the additive kind of measures. Okay, these are the values which will going to use in our report for showing our data, like what was the total sales amount, what was the total quantity. So these are the additive measures which you can add, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or you can do a kind of aggregation, like if you want to sum the values, you want to find the maximum values, if you want to put minimum. So those kind of aggregation you can do over this fact table, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So that's why it is known as a fact table. Okay, it will going to have all the data, which is nothing but these are the key column from your dimension table, right? Which is connecting this dimension table with the fact table. So a fact table will going to have a common key column, which will going to have common in both the dimension and fact table. But in fact table, this key column will have duplicate value, but in dimension table the key column will always be having unique values. Okay,
Yes.
Okay.
any doubt here in dimension in fact?
No.
No.
See, this is a very important interview question. Okay, the interviewer
Okay.
will going to ask you about what is fact, what is dimension, definitely.
Yeah.
That's why I am telling you by giving an example in detail, so you will not going to miss the concept. Okay, that's why I'm
Yeah.
taking this example.
Okay.
Okay.
So all this process is called data modeling.
Yes, yes, and we're going to learn more how we can create the data model, how we can create the relationship and all. Okay,
Okay.
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 tomorrow we're going to learn more in detail.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll save this file and we're going to see more in detail from here itself. So I'll save this file.
Okay.
So it's clear, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So like this only we're going to continue our session in more detail. Okay. So you can understand the things very detailed.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So we're going to upload this today's video on Google Drive and we'll share the link. Okay.
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 Okay, Akhil. Okay. Thanks everyone. So Sanjay, you
Thank you.
can stay here and Madhu and Akhil, you can drop off.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks.